But when it comes to our politics and when it comes to the optics, I really do think Nomiki Konst and her ilk, I think it's a blight on our movement. I really do. This, again, pro-censorship, pearl-clutching, kind of like shrieking leftist, I really think it's a bad look for the left. I think it really does at least partially explain why we've seen a drop-off in the prominence and energy and enthusiasm behind the brand of politics. I'm not trying to be mean, but I genuinely feel that.
No,
really think...
well, do you know what it is, dude? I think it is a regression from the left to a pre-Bernie style of democratic politics. And what
He means like pre-2015.
Literally just fucking to its core. Even after Bernie, but like before Bernie, the only thing that you would ever fucking hear about is like what's happening on college campuses and all these lunatics and social justice warriors and all that kind of stuff. And that was what the caricature of the left was to people, right? Now, dude, people try and burn Gavin and I all the time because we actually do support all of those things that like quote unquote social justice warriors like get pissed off about. Like I will get pissed off at you if you like misgender somebody or don't use the correct pronoun. Like of course I'll get pissed off at you about that. But that can't be like our one thing as the left. Like we can't be the people who get angry when you do something that's like.
Well, here's the difference. Difference. You, when that happens, you explain it, you try to engage, we debate, we explain our point of view and try to further the goals of the progressive movement. When Nomiki sees someone doing that shit, she advocates for their censorship. She immediately goes to that. She got to pull them, got to deplatform them, and that is the worst look possible for the left. It's one of the most unfortunate things about the modern left, and again, not just the liberal left, but the left. Some people on the left, including people like Nomiki Konst, they do straight up advocate for censorship.
Well, I would say Nomiki's not the left.
To see, because again, I think it's just a blight. I think
pro
it's very
big tech too, not just
It's pro big tech. It's disgusting. So yeah.
The other thing I wanted to add really quickly just about that is the fact that you lose people. Like Bernie Sanders was able to corral people that either wouldn't vote or ended up voting for Donald Trump, or mostly people just who ended up not voting at all. But just like with his rhetoric about like bread and butter table issues like healthcare. The Green New Deal, rent is too expensive. We need to do something about that. Well, let's make college free. Let's, start doing these things. Let's invest in our infrastructure, all those kinds of things.
Lean into the culture war bullshit.
Exactly. And now I feel like we're regressing back to a point where it's the culture war in lieu of anything meaningful, because we know, Nomiki knows, I know it, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. That Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe is not getting anything done, right? It's not going to happen.
I'll also just add really quick, like the Fox News types, they love that someone like AOC is the caricature of the left rather than like, your typical working class person, because then they can demonize all those issues too, and they can downplay them. That's kind of why I want her to stay away from like the labor strikes and, unionization. I don't want it to be co-opted, and I think they already are trying to co-opt it. Maybe I'll talk about that later, but